introduction is the histology of the liver. So liver, a little introduction about the liver. It is the largest gland of the body. Its weight is 15 grams, 1500 grams, and it makes up about the 2.5% of total body weight. It is located in the right hypochondrium. This is the right hypochondrium, epigastrium, and left hypochondrium. So it is located into the right hypochondrium, epigastric region, that is the epigastrium, and into it some part of it extends into the left hypochondrium. So its location is in the three quadrants: right hypochondrium, epigastrium, and left hypochondrium. So liver has a vascular supply. It receives dual vascular supply. 75% of blood it receives from hepatic portal vein, and 25% it receives from the hepatic artery. Both these vessels enters the liver via the porta hepatis. Portal vein, how it is formed? It is formed by the union of splenic vein and superior mesenteric vein behind the neck of pancreas. This is the portal vein. Behind the neck of pancreas, it is formed by the union of splenic vein and the superior mesenteric vein. It enters the liver through the porta hepatis. This is the porta hepatis. And here, hepatic artery, it is a branch of celiac artery. This celiac artery or celiac trunk, it is a branch of abdominal aorta. This celiac artery, it is artery of foregut. So hepatic artery, it is a branch of the celiac artery, and this hepatic artery enters the liver through the porta hepatis after dividing into left hepatic and right hepatic artery. So histology of liver tissue, it is structurally divided into stroma and parenchyma. Stroma consists of connective tissue capsule, trabeculi and reticular network, while its parenchyma, which consists of hepatocytes, blood vessels including the arteries and veins, and bile ducts. So the parenchyma consists of hepatocytes, blood vessels, and bile ducts. Liver stroma, consists of connective tissue capsule, trabeculi, reticular fibers. Connective tissue capsule, consists of two layers. One is serous layer, another is the fibrous layer, which is also called as a Glissen's capsule, while serous layers is called also visceral peritoneum. Here in this diagram, you can see here, this is the histological section of the liver tissue. Here's most outer layer. This is the Glissen's capsule, connective tissue septa capsule. This is the connective tissue capsule, which consists of outer layer, fibrous layer, and inner is the visceral layer. Serous layer, visceral layer. Here, this connective tissue capsule or Glissen's capsule extend into the interior of the liver as a numerous branching trabeculi or connective tissue septa. Here, this capsule sends into the interior of the liver as a numerous branching trabeculi. So these connective tissue septa or trabeculi is the second part of the stroma of the liver. This is the capsule which sends septa inside these are the liver hepatic lobules or liver lobules. After trabeculi and the capsule, there are reticular fibers. These are the supporting fibers or supporting connective tissue of the liver, which lines the In this diagram, this is the supporting tissue which lines the these are the hepatic plates or hepatocytes. They run radially outward from the central vein. In between these hepatic cords are hepatic plates. You can see here, these are the hepatic sinusoids. These are the hepatic sinusoids, and you can note here there are the reticular fibers which lines these hepatic sinusoids. Also, these reticular fibers supports the endothelial cells of these hepatic sinusoids, and they also form, these reticular fibers also form the supporting framework around the central vein. And here you can see these reticular fibers which merges with the collagen fibers into the interlobular septum. Here's the interlobular septum. Here this reticular tissue also fuses with the collagen fibers. It also surrounds the wall of portal vein here and the wall of bile duct. So this is the reticular tissue or supporting tissue of the liver. And the other type or part of the liver is the liver parenchyma, which is consist of the hepatocytes, blood vessels, and the ducts. So it is organized as a thousands of small hepatic lobules. You can note here it is consist of thousands of these small lobules, which is a structural unit of the liver. These are the hepatic lobules. It is roughly hexagonal in shape, roughly hexagonal. From the central vein, you can note the cords of hepatocytes, they are radiating outward. In between them, cords of the hepatocytes are hepatic plates. You can see here, these are the hepatic sinusoids. This is the central vein, and these are the portal triodes. Here you can note the portal triodes. So again, here's the hepatocytes. These are the plates of hepatocytes or hepatic cards. In between the hepatic cards, you can note hepatic sinusoids. Hepatic sinusoids. This is the portal triad, a branch of bile duct, branch of portal vein, and branch of hepatic artery. So concepts of liver lobules. It is of three types: classical hepatic lobule, portal lobule, and hepatic acinus or liver acinus. You can see in this diagram, this is the classical hepatic lobule and this is the portal lobule, and this is the liver acinus or hepatic acinus of Rappaport. In this lecture, today's lecture, we will discuss details of classic hepatic lobules, while the portal lobule and acinus, hepatic acinus of Rappaport or liver acinus will be discussed in the next lecture, inshallah. So, details about the classical hepatic lobule. Each lobule, it is a hexagonal mass of liver cells. It's a hexagonal mass of liver cells. It is central axis occupied by the central vein. It is independent venous unit. From the central vein, hepatocytes radiate irregularly outward. This is known as hepatic lamina in this diagram. You can see here a radiation of hepatic cards or hepatocytes from the central vein. It acts as a central axis. These hepatocytes radiate outward. These are called as the hepatic lamina. In between the hepatic lamina, you can see here, this is the hepatic lacunae. These hepatic lacunae, these are occupied by the hepatic sinusoids. This is the hepatic lamina. They are considered, these liver cords, as a hepatic lamina. In between the hepatic lamina, this is the lacunae. These lacunae are occupied by the liver sinusoids or hepatic sinusoids. So here is the histological micrograph of liver lobules. You can see here portal triad. This is the central vein. This is the cords of hepatocytes radiating outwards from the central vein. In between them, there is the hepatic sinusoids. Again, more close view. This is the central vein. These are the cords of hepatocytes. In between cords of hepatocytes, there is the sinusoids, the irregular plates of hepatocytes. In between them, this is the sinusoids. So classical hepatic lobule still continues. A little more about the hepatic sinusoids. Hepatic sinusoids, these are the wide diameter capillaries actually. Their walls are porous. Their walls are porous. That's why they are called as a fenestrated and made up of flattened endothelial cells. Here you can see here, these are the hepatic sinusoids in which Cooper cells and Pitt cells are attached. More close view, you can see here, these are the Cooper cell which lines the liver sinusoids are hepatic sinusoids, and other cells which are attached to liver sinusoids are the Pitt cells. So classical hepatic lobule, little more about the hepatic sinusoids, how the blood flows through it. Here you can note in this diagram, here's the terminal branches of the hepatic artery and portal vein, which opens their blood through an inlet venule, and arteriosinusoidal branch. They opens into these both branches opens into the hepatic sinusoids. After hepatic sinusoids, this blood flows into the central vein. After central vein, it flows into the sublobular vein. After sublobular vein, this blood also drains into hepatic vein. Through the hepatic vein, it opens into inferior vena cava, which finally opens into the right atrium of the heart. So here is the more close view. Inlet venule from the terminal branches of portal vein and arteriosinusoidal branch from the terminal branches of hepatic artery. Their blood opens into hepatic sinusoids, then into the central vein and sublobar vein, and after sublobar vein it opens into the hepatic vein. After hepatic vein, it enters into the right atrium of heart through the inferior vena cava. The portal area peripherally, each lobule has 3 to 6 portal areas with more fibrous tissue, each of which contain interlobular structures that comprises the portal triad. This portal triad containing the branch of portal vein and branch of hepatic artery. The branch of portal vein, it contains the blood which is rich in nutrients but low in oxygen, while branch of the hepatic artery that is present in the portal triad, present between the connective tissue, it contains the blood which is rich in oxygen. So one are two small bile ductules of cuboidal epithelium, branches of bile conducting system. Here you can note this is the diagram, central vein. These are the liver cords, and between them are the sinusoids. Here is the sides. Here's the connective tissue, interlobular connective tissue or trabeculi, which containing the portal triad. Here's the branches of portal vein, hepatic artery. This is the portal area. This is the central vein, hepatic sinusoids, and these are the portal areas around the liver lobule. These portal areas contain the branches, terminal branches of hepatic artery, portal vein, and the bile ducts. So that was all about the today's lecture. Next slides will be continued in the next lecture, inshallah. So thank you all. Beta, kindly inbox me your attendance, roll numbers. If you have any query regarding the lecture, kindly inbox me. Put your attendance roll numbers into chat box. So thank you all.
अमाउंट चली जाती है और आपके पास और उनके पास एक नोटिफिकेशन आता है दिस मच नंबर ऑफ अमाउंट इज ट्रांसफर टू यू